know I ain't. You know you don't. You know you ain't smelling no liquor.
That's why I asked you if you're coming from a friend's house or.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You didn't. So you don't smell liquor. I don't even drink. But you just said that you did. You have to be. You got to be sure of what you know what you're saying and what you're doing.
Okay.
If you saying so, you saying. Yeah, I will.
A driver was pulled over by the police with a familiar excuse. We smelled alcohol in the car, but the man calmly insisted he hadn't been drinking at all, and there was no cup, no can, no odor, no sign of impairment. From the start, he remained calm but assertive, questioning the stop and exposing the officer's vague reasoning. He refused to be tricked by loaded questions and demanded clear, lawful justification for the stop. Meanwhile, these corrupt officers kept pushing the narrative of an alcohol smell, even though there was zero physical evidence. It became obvious they were trying to fabricate a DUI case, a tactic commonly used by those who abuse their badge. Eventually, when they ran a breathalyzer test, the result came back 0.00. Clean. No alcohol, no violation, no legal reason to stop him in the first place. Still, desperate to save face, the officers issued a petty citation for not carrying a driver's license, a weak attempt to justify an unjust stop. This entire exchange is living proof. When citizens know the law and stand their ground, even crooked cops have no choice but to back off. A real win for awareness, and a slap in the face to police overreach.
Right now.
Okay, that's perfect.
You know I ain't. You know you don't. You know you ain't smelling no liquor.
That's why I asked you if you're coming from a friend's house or.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't. You didn't. So you don't smell liquor. I don't even drink. What are you talking about? Don't try that.
Okay. Are you willing to step out of the car and do a breathalyzer?
No. For what you said, do a breathalyzer.
Yes.
For what? So you smell alcohol in here?
Yeah, I think I do.
But you just said that you did. You have to be. You got to be sure of what you know what you're saying and what you're doing.
Okay.
If you saying so, you saying. Yeah, I will.
Okay. Thank you. Have 9 meals, anything on you that's gonna poke or prick me if I check you for weapons?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but y'all doing all this for but what am I stepping out the car for
DUI investigation.
But DUI for DUI
Okay.
how though? Okay, but you ain't got to put away. The way you put me in here,
I'm not putting you in handcuffs. I got handcuffs got on you. I'm just checking to make sure you don't have any weapons.
You're lying. Why
Okay.
would you get up and lie like this?
I'm not lying, man. Okay.
You're lying. You're lying.
So can you step over?
Yeah, I sure will.
Thank you.
Sure will.
Okay.
And what's your name and badge number?
Liga 2618.
Liga 2618. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, you smell
Okay.
alcohol in there, correct?
Okay. Can I
You smell
run?
alcohol in there, correct?
Can I run a couple of tests on you to see?
I'll take a breathalyzer. I don't want to
Okay.
run no tests or none of that.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can run a breathalyzer on me. I don't even drink.
Okay. Okay, so we gotta wait 15 minutes. Would you prefer to wait in the back of my car or pull us up in the front of my car?
I sit right here. Yeah.
Okay. Just step up to my car right there where it says 135 right there.
Yep, sure will.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Where are you coming from?
That don't matter. That don't matter. I don't have to answer questions.
No, it's just a conversation.
Okay, but I'm not having this is that you lied. You sat up and lied immediately when you pulled me over because you sitting
You've
up
been
here saying
evasive
that.
towards me. You've been verbally
I
combative
have not.
with me.
I have not. I just didn't. Just because I don't answer questions or I didn't answer your question when you asked me, that's not a law that I have to answer your questions when you ask me where I'm coming from because that doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with
you if you've been coming from a bar
Okay,
or
but you
anything like
you said a bar or anything like that. But why would you feel that way? Why would you feel that way? Because it's Sunday. Is it Sunday or do I look like I was at a bar right now? No. I don't drink.
All of us
I don't
are
go
just
to
out
bars.
here. All of us
I
are
don't
out
go
here.
to bars, but you're making something up right now, officer. You're making something up to try to,
Hey, sir.
manipulate something into. Now, when I blow zeros,
Okay,
all
well,
this suspicion that you're
if
saying. No, but I know
if you blow
if. Now, I know
zeros.
if. I don't want to hear if. If you smell alcohol,
Okay.
there's no alcohol, there's no cups, there's no nothing in my car, but you want to say it smells like alcohol in there, and I don't even drink.
Okay, I'm just asking.
But you asking, but that should be, you should have an articulate suspicion of something off the odor, but you don't smell odor of alcohol. You don't either.
Okay,
You don't
so-
either. But I ain't even talking to you though. I ain't even talking to you though.
I'll ask
Right?
you
But I'm
another
not even
thing,
talking to you.
Terrell. Were you
ain't even
with
got
me
nothing-
when that was happening?
No.
Okay,
No.
there's no harm in answering questions.
Yeah,
so
but
that
it's
you
no
can get on
harm
your
in
way
not
faster.
but alcohol and all that. I wasn't swerving. There that you don't smell any. You know, you can do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do.
Okay, yeah. So
I'll wait
you-
the 15 minutes. I'll wait. This
Okay,
we're
so
gonna
just
do it.
hang out with my other officers. I gotta do a little bit of paperwork in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there any question I can answer for you right now?
No, there's no question that you need to answer for me.
Okay.
I got my insurance for you too. Yeah, I got it all. Everything.
Okay, can I see that while you
Yeah,
got it up?
it's coming. It's coming. Black with these dreadlocks. That's what it is. First thing you gonna say, all right, you got this, you got that. No, why would I have it? If I was an old white woman and I was driving down the street, would nobody be asking me them questions?
Are you talking
Would
to me
you?
now,
Would you?
or
I ain't talking to you. I sure ain't talking to you.
Well, you
Sure
got
ain't.
it, so-
You got those
And you-
Hitlers
you
and
got
shit.
those
Yeah, you got
too.
those Hitlers on. Nah, I ain't fucking with it.
Are you familiar
I'm
with
just
history
saying,
at all?
Hitler. You know, you trying to, you
you
put it,
familiar with
but
history?
you're putting on it, but you're putting on a barbaric, barbaric, kind of. That's why you're trying to, I know what you're doing. Everybody. Yep, that's my name.
I'm gonna guess it started with the plates.
That's fine though, but I have insurance on my car. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, and she would get attention, and she wouldn't be standing outside the car, and they wouldn't say she smelled like alcohol either. They wouldn't be there.
You brought up this isn't my traffic stop, so I'm not gonna comment on any of that.
Okay, and any of y'all smelled any alcohol? Y'all smell any alcohol?
I can't smell it from here because I'm 10 feet away from you.
We're also upwind, wind's blowing that way.
Okay.
It's different in
I
the
just
car.
wanted to say that about it's probably the plates that got the initial attention.
That's fine though. I have insurance.
Okay.
I have everything on the car. I got a license. I got everything. So what that was just to get me out the car.
So when did you buy the car?
I don't know.
You know, within 30 days or
I don't know. I don't remember. He got the paperwork.
so it was September of last year.
I'm not sure.
Okay. No, I'm not. That was a statement.
Yeah, I'm not
That
sure.
was-
Yeah.
So it's past so it is an unregistered vehicle on the street.
Okay. You're absolutely right. You blew zeros.
I know this.
Okay.
I know. And you didn't smell alcohol either.
No, I did in your car.
You didn't. You didn't.
So
There's no alcohol in my car. There's nothing in my car.
okay, I'm not citing you for anything related to alcohol.
I'm saying that's fine. Do what you
Okay.
gotta do.
Okay.
Lying and shit.
Nobody loses here, man.
Yeah, lying and shit though.
Nobody loses.
Yeah, that's all right. You ain't gotta lose. Lying and
We
shit
have,
though.
we have to have
No,
evidence.
lying. Right, lying.
And we have articulable suspicion.
That you didn't have articulate
And then-
suspicion. You did. He didn't. He didn't. He lying. That's
He
what it's
was
called.
unable to
But
provide
because he was lying from the
Why would he
beginning.
lie when we get to
Because
this
that's what he
point?
wanted to happen. Because I wasn't answering the
Can I ask you a
questions.
question? Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Why would he lie and we get to this point and you blow zeros?
Clearly.
It doesn't.
Yeah. That was just because
Doesn't matter.
a lot of people do drink. They are out on the weekends. They are doing that. So that's why it was a suspicion, because you thought thinking isn't a law. Thinking isn't articulate. No, it's not. No, it's not. There's no alcohol smell in my car. That's not a articulate suspicion unless I was swerving all over the road and it smelled like alcohol. It don't smell like alcohol. But that's fine. That is the initial cause of the traffic stop.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
But
No, but
there's no alcohol.
Okay.
There's no weed smell. There's
Nobody said anything about
nothing.
weed.
That's what I'm
Nobody said
saying. This is what I'm saying. But them are things that you can, you
Did
can.
we do that?
Yes.
Did we do the weed? Did we?
Yes, but that's what y'all was trying to do. That was what was going on. Oh, have you been drinking? Drinking? What?
I'm telling you, the lights is a sign that people have been drinking. That's why he asked you.
Okay, but that's not smelling alcohol. That's called a blank lie.
No.
That's called a lie.
It's
That's
not a
lying. That's
lie.
not. He didn't smell no alcohol. He's lying. He's lying.
Okay, sir. So I'm citing you, like I said, for the lights, the not carrying your license on you, and then the no license plate on the vehicle. Any questions about any of that stuff?
Nope.
Okay. All I need is a signature from you in this top box. It's not admission of guilt, just a promise to take care of this ticket by either showing up in court or paying associated fines. All right? Any questions from me?
Nope.
All right. That's your copy. The court date and time and location on there, okay?
Yep.
If there's no question, you're going to hop back in your car and get on safe, all right?
It's undeniable. These officers acted carelessly, dishonestly, and with complete disregard for lawful procedure. They had no evidence, no signs of impairment, yet still fabricated a story about the smell of alcohol just to justify detaining a citizen. According to the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, every citizen has the right to be protected from unreasonable searches, seizures, and detentions. Police officers cannot stop, search, or detain someone based on gut feeling. They must have a clear, objective, and lawful reason. In this case, they blatantly violated that constitutional right. And yet, in the face of this clear abuse of power, this man showed no fear. He remained calm, composed, and informed, responding with confidence and demanding transparency from the officers. That calmness and legal awareness left the police with no choice but to let him go, especially after the breathalyzer showed a 0.00 reading. This wasn't just a personal victory, it's a lesson for all of us. Knowing the law and understanding your rights is the strongest weapon you have to protect yourself. If you found this story important, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, because the more people know their rights, the stronger our personal freedom becomes.